Do you feel staff performance reviews and bonuses should be well documented and included in their city personnel file?
Well, I would assume they are. Well, there's a good example. How would I know? You know, because the personnel files are personal, and I wouldn't go look at them anyway. You know,
Would you be surprised if the city manager
I would
didn't
think
have one? A folder that's in the city personnel
well,
file?
you know, the city manager gives the bonuses to his executive. The city council gives the bonuses to the city manager.
Would you expect him to have his own personnel file and personnel?
Yeah, it should be, I would think, documented in his in human resources that you know, a check was issued for whatever the bonus is. In such and such amount, and there has to be a notation on there, city council granted such and such for extraordinary duties or whatever you would call it, yeah. All that should be documented, otherwise it gets lost in documentation.
Do you feel a justification for bonuses and increases should be available for citizen review? So he's doing a wonderful job, and he's bringing money out of the air.
Well, see, now we're getting, you know, personnel issues. Pay policy is a private matter. Okay, it's getting less private with the city of Bell. You know, we're putting a lot of this stuff on the net. You know, and I oppose putting that on the net, by the way, by name. And we finally agreed to do it by classification, job classification, which is fine. But for every, you know, say, Escort Community Center, have their name on there on the internet with how much they make is not good. You know, I don't think. You know, it's a personal thing. I don't know how, you know, I think there's a privacy thing with that. It's very difficult to do. I know a lot of people would be interested in it.
Well, notice there was no negative in here. It's not like the question pretty much is only bonuses and only increases. Any negative things, there's no reason to go on. But okay, if you're satisfied with your answer. What's your position on management raises disguised as reorganization?
I guess I wouldn't be really in opposition to that. What Glenn is saying is when we reorganize regionally and we got an administrative manager, employee service manager, and, what do they call the new planning department? Eric, you know, Eric, Charlie, and Bill took over more duty, more responsibility. And when a person takes on more responsibility, I'm not opposed to granting them a raise. Okay. Now, we as a city council approved not a raise, not raises. You know, it's sort of, you know, technical. When they reorganized, you had to rewrite the personnel manual. You know, they said, here are the duties of these 3 new positions. And when you do that, you have your salary range has to be in that manual. Okay? And so here's the entry level and here's the maximum, you know, that they can make. And so they will get something within that range. Maybe they bring them in at the very top for the line. Okay? So we approved the range, but then the city manager approves the raise. You know, I have no idea on these 3 people whether they got raises or they did not get raises. I'm assuming that they did because they got more responsibility, and I even in our atmosphere today where we're not giving raises, there's been no raises for 2 years. That I would not fight that, you know, because they are doing more work or they're more responsible for a bigger area, and I think that's fair.
What is your position on hiring back high pensioned executives at additional high cost to the taxpayers, as opposed to assigning projects to our current highly paid staff who we would expect should be capable of such duties?
I would, and I know the two examples you're thinking of, in both those cases, I would not have done that. Those are city manager decisions. And I suppose if we had 5 or 3 on the council who wanted to challenge that, we could have turned that around. There was no fight against that. But I frankly agree with you that if we can do it, and we can do it. And I think that applies to water studies. We pay consultants, pavement. Right now, I've got a pavement thing in my desk. We're paying a consultant, probably somebody in housing to do that.
The city parking app that was unveiled at a recent council meeting was first reported to cost $6,000, later $10,000, and subsequently we found out that staff time was not included. Do you believe that staff reports and press releases are generally accurate and complete?
Well, I do generally, yes, because I have no reason for it.
Did I just talk?
Example, on that case, it appears like it was. And when we report costs, we report all costs. It's not just the cost of the material, but staff time, engineering, inspection time, and all that other stuff is part of the cost of the project, and it should be included with the public.
You kind of touched this earlier, so maybe we can be brief on this. Residents that speak during matters from the audience often feel ignored and or insulted by the city manager. What, if anything, have you tried to do to remedy this situation?
Well, other than talking to the city manager, the city manager meets with each member of the council generally once a week. In my case, I'm meeting with the mayor, not Mayor Pro Tem this year, but the mayor, Mayor Pro Tem, and the city manager meet once a week. And during those meetings, I've asked them, well, really, I'm hearing that you're not answering some of the questions, and he has his reasons for not doing so, But, we can't shun off our citizens. We really, we said this is matters from the audience. You come up here. We can't debate your issues. It's not on the agenda. But if there's a question that can be answered, I think he should do it. His concern is it generates other questions, and then you hammer them on the next city council.
That's true. That's absolutely true.
So he's human too. He doesn't like the losers.
Very good. What is your position on televising the open portion of the study session?
I have no problem with it. In fact, when I got on the city council, I asked why we didn't do it. I didn't make a big deal of it because it really wasn't a big issue with me. It just adds to the cost, to try to get up in the conference room. Or we could do study sessions in the city, not in the council chambers if we wanted to. We could do that. The other thing is that a lot of times in study sessions we're eating. They were televising and I'm eating, taco or something, and the business is going on. Hopefully, if there's a closed session, we can eat in closed session and we get it all done, but sometimes, we don't, I don't think that would be, but technically, if it could be done technically, if it could be done cheaply, inexpensively, maybe is a better word, it's fine with me, I don't think, that would be more complicated.
Well, and I I think your favorite question is the last one. So, and it's a simple one, I believe. Monetary donations seem to be repeatedly passed on to a favored few programs. Do you have any suggestions on how donations should be directed so they're spread to more worthy causes rather than the usual favors?
Now you're talking about public donation?
Yes, public
private donation.
Like the museum, there have been several things that this kind of money that seems to get funneled to.
Well, yeah, if a service organization or a mill here wants to give us $50,000 or $60,000, you know, you should, you know, I think the donor should say, how would like to give it. And that's where the money goes. And in fact, that's the way I understand it.
But I think sometimes they might ask a council person and say, do you have any suggestions on how to direct these funds? That's what I've kind of heard.
But then, okay, well then the council member, if they ask, the person giving the money relies on the council member, and then he's happy with the council member's advice, you know, that's fine. Even though, as another council member, I would say, well, I would support that program, but, you know, somebody else.
It does sound.
Yeah. You know, it's somebody's money, and they should be able to give it to wherever they want. You know, if they want to give it to the city, I mean, want to name the bandstand Marnie's Band, you know, to be with Marnie's Bandstand, you know, if that happens to be the agreement. If that happens to be the agreement, that's the agreement, you know.
Very good. Well, that does conclude the formal list of questions that we have. And so now we have an opportunity, if we have anyone out there who wants to raise their hand and ask a clear question. What a surprise! We have Milt. And he's got his one formal question, and hopefully someone else after will be ready to. Thank you. You want me to read it?
Well, I don't cite you right.
No
All the other candidates were cited. So we get the same question with Mr. White.
Okay, I'll just read it.
And wait last format to this, last move.
Good. Yeah, let's see. Give people an opportunity.
Maybe give Roy a couple of minutes.
Well, do you support Station 4 in the Hollydale area having only one fireman, or having one fireman, one apprentice, and no paramedics? Is that a configuration that you support?
No.
Good answer. That's what Milt's been asking for, a yes or no answer.
No.
Yes or no?
He's the first one to say that, by the way.
No, but, you know, let's face it, you know, OCFA was willing to put some paramedics out there. Okay, Mel, if I lived out in Hollydale and was your age, and I might have a heart attack, I would like to see 2 paramedics come in and hooking me up in a hurry, rather than an apprentice or something. You know, very good.
Especially with them stoplights, you get quickly.
Do we have another forum?